If you ever go out on the turnpike towards Pittsburgh, what's the favorite part? What's the best part? The tunnels. I would always remember driving and we'd fall asleep going to visit our relatives, and we'd say to my mom and dad, wake us up for the tunnels. I don't know why. They're the scariest part of that ride. But there is another section, old sections of the turnpike that have been closed off, old tunnels that you can take walks through or ride your bikes through if you're willing to see bats and things like that. But there's a roadway that leads to them. And on the roadway, it's concrete, macadam, but in every possible crack, there's a weed or a flower or a plant growing up through it. Every possible one. And I thought of that as I heard the gospel reading today, because we hear about a seed sown on a path. And I'm thinking, why in the world would someone put seed on path? We hear about all these other types of rocky ground, good soil. Yeah, maybe we put a little bit on rocky ground for whatever reason. Rich soil, yes. But why would you put seed on a path? It makes absolutely no sense. It's a waste of money. Well, that's how our God is. He rains down His grace on every one of us, whether we're worthy of it or not. How do we think that after we sin, even mortal sin, how do we think we're drawn to go to confession? Is it our own goodness? No. He's pulling us towards Him. He's calling us towards Him. He's giving us His grace to move back towards Him, even though we don't deserve it. How do we think that people who do evil things come to see God? Is it their own goodness? No. It is His seed being sown on what the world would think is an impossible, impermeable surface, so that even in the cracks of a road, flowers would grow up. Even in us, in places that we think God cannot touch, He plants His seed, and it bears fruit, because He desires us to be with Him. So brothers and sisters, today, if there's a hardness of heart that we have, know that He desires to be with us. If there's somebody in our life we know that we think is an impossibility, out of the question for God, put that thought aside, because God desires to be with them and for them to experience the joy of a relationship with Him. Nothing is impossible for God, not plants on a hard soil or a hard ground, nothing. And the same goes for us. He desires to be with us. So let Him plant His flowers on us. They will grow. Please stand.